Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Backpack Trader Trading Room for Thursday, October 9th, 2025. Please note the required risk disclosure. This room is for educational and information purposes only. It is not financial advice. These are examples. Trading of this type carries substantial risks and should only be attempted with funds you can afford to do without. All right. This is our only session today. So we'll do away with risk disclosure. Crude add-on long here at 66. That goes to target 1 for 14 ticks and just came back and stopped out. Plotted as 68. I would probably have left it at 67 at that point. Give it a tick below that swing low. But at least 15 ticks net on the morning for the 9 a.m. session. Unleaded, that long trade there is too early and has stopped out, so it is flat. No trade so far. Soybeans has a potential short trade. It's a get in sync. Come or start time at 8:30 Central Time, coming up in less than 2 minutes. YM is in a long trade. That's also a get in sync. Micro Russell is flat. Pound Aussie is flat. Less than a minute to go. Market is open. It looks like, yeah, that was too fast and went too far. So look for a new setup on the YM. Long setup on unleaded. Short setup and a long setup. The long setup. Let's see if it triggered. No, it hasn't triggered yet. Either setup is valid, actually. So we'll see which one triggers. Unleaded still flat. Long or short. Pound Aussie still flat. YM is flat. Soybeans still with a get in sync. YM with a long trade. Nice size trade. That did trigger in. Gave us a little pause to get in, to get our order in. 39 ticks. It's a good, nice big trade. Micro Russell with a long trade. How fast was that? Possibly some time to get into that. That is a winning trade at target 3. Trailing at 94.4. And we just hit target 4. And we do trigger into a new short on unleaded. That's a smaller trade. That is the most recent trade, so that's where we are. Soybeans went to target 1, so that's a no trade. We did get target 1 and trailed up past target 1 on the YM, so that's a one and done there. Trailer comes up. Micro Russell for a one and done. I will put the unleaded chart up over the YM so we can look at micro NQ. 4 minutes after start time. We're not there yet. We have just under a minute to go. They're about 45 seconds. We do have a possible short. That's a get in sync. $20 seconds for micro NQ. Right around the entry. Okay. 5 seconds. All right, we're in time. Need a pullback to the entry. Short trade on Micro Russell. That actually did touch, but that's an avoidable trade. We are in the Micro NQ trade. Short on Micro NQ. That did come back for our entry. Stop out of the Micro Russell. That is a no trade. Money management on unleaded. Target 1 is 116. And so target 1 traders did hit just 18 ticks, but you will be power quitting long trade on the Micro Russell. It did touch the entry. Needs a tick. Money management on the Micro NQ. Micro Russell, tick off of money management. There's money management on the Micro NQ. And we get a break even, an intrabar stop out on the micro NQ for a break even. Unleaded going through target 2 and trailing. 131 for the trailer. We'll pick up 18 or 29. This is going to be a power quitting trade. Micro Russell, win number 2 to target 3. Trying to reach for target 4 now. All right, target 4 on the Micro Russell. Trailer at 499.9. Unleaded. Stop at 116. Micro Russell at 5017 for the trailer. Calculator is tracking the Micro NQ trade because it did ultimately come down and close the bar below, close the bar down. So that is showing it as a still active trade. But we stopped out on the break even, moving our stop intrabar, which the calculator doesn't do. Micro Russell stops out. Pound Aussie picking up a long trade. Did trigger in. Soybeans still in the early short trade that we're not participating in because it went too far. Micro NQ still in the short trade that we stopped out of at break even. No short trade on the micro Russell. Setup would not have been below the EMA there. Cyan EMA. I believe it's a 22. That will filter out trades. Yeah, 22. Unleaded getting close to the stop, 116. All right, unleaded stops out, so that is done. Put it back where it belongs. Behind the micro NQ. All three market indices headed downward. Soybeans is headed down. Pound Aussie testing the 50 EMA just below the money management level. Money management at 801. High at 880 flats. Yeah, 80. So oh yeah, money management 280 point. And there's money management and target one, I believe. Target one is at 282. And we went to 2828. So target next goal target is target two. Micro NQ trade stopped out. Soybean stop moved down. So the YM is done. Crude is done. Unleaded is done. Pound Aussie will be done. Got a target in hand. $267 for the Pound Aussie trailing stop. That's break even. Entry plus 1 pip. Looking for target 2 at 290. Soybeans hits target 2 on the trade we're not in. Here's a short trade on the micro Russell. Short setup. And there's the entry. $92.9. For money management, we need to lower the tick. Get our 14 tick minimum. Aussie trying to reach for target 2. $288.7. 13 ticks, 1.3 pips. It's as high as it's gotten. Getting close. I saw a 9-1, so that's within a pip. I would move the stop on that position only up to target 1 at 282. Oh, 89.9, 1 tick away. Long trade in the micro NQ. Micro Russell trade stopped out, so we have 2 wins and a loss there. Money management on this micro NQ trade, almost target 2 at this point. Break even stop at 284.25. And we do push through target 2 on pound Aussie. So we move up to target 3 for our next goal. 16 and 24, 40 pips in hand already. Trade number 2 on the micro NQ. And going through target 2. So we will move up to target 3. There's our next goal. Target 2 giving us 28.5 points. Not far enough to start us trailing, so we're still at break-even stop. Micro NQ testing the 50 E. Oh, that's too fast to be in yet. Probably stopped out at break-even stop on the long trade. And this is a get-in. Well, no, it's not a get-in sync anymore. It's get money management. The short is a no trade. Soybean stops out, so that will give us a bring us flat on the system, and we'll be looking for a new trade. Micro NQ has a break even and a win. The short was just too fast to execute. It's shorter than it's in right now, and that went to money management. So I think that went to money management. If not, we should be in there. It went to money management now, but money management was 270 and a half. Actually, calculator didn't start tracking, so yeah, calculator started tracking on that one that touched. So yes, it did touch money management, so it was done. Not a trade we can get in. Target 3 on 299, and we've gotten to 98.9, so missing it by a tick. There we are. We go through it, so target 3 in hand. Another 33, so that's 73 pips. $269 for the trailing stop. Mark this next trade on the crude up because we are getting close, yeah, to our 10 a.m. mini session. That looks like it's probably going to go too far on us. And the short would have been win number 2 on micro NQ, but that is a no trade, just too fast to execute. And went to target 1 before coming back to the entry at one last time. Two wins and a loss on the micro Russell. Break even and a win on the micro NQ. Micro NQ trying to turn up. There's a long trade. That one is certainly tradable. Looks like we're not going to get a long trade off the micro Russell. Third bar would close at 91 flat, which would put our entry at 91.2. And it's possible if that 22 EMA comes down one more tick, we'll be on it, not above it. It'll just be a rounding issue, but I don't think we'll get a setup there. YM not appearing to sustain the up move, nor the micro Russell for that matter. Micro NQ testing the 50 and 200 right together. Okay, crude has moved too far in that trade. We are in our 10 o'clock mini session for crude. Pound Aussie. Four ticks, yeah, four ticks away. First, that definitely moved the, and we taken care of. We got target 4. So we're at 73, 75, 115 pips, and still with a position yet trailing. Full stop out on the micro NQ. Now a short setup. So if we move up to 279 for the pound Aussie stop. Micro NQ triggers in the short. Soybeans going nowhere. It stopped out, so it's flat. Minimal activity. That's the yesterday evening session open right there in the middle of the chart. I am the long trade. That's We're looking for a new setup on crude, tracking the prior trade, but traded too early on the short. Aussie stop moved up to 79. $115 pips in hand of 13 still unrealized at the current stop. And a second loss on the micro NQ. Looks like the next stop move is going to be 89, or no, 88 at the moment. On pound Aussie. Still waiting for a trade on crude. All right, there's our 88 stop move on pound Aussie. Micro Russell and the YM leading an up move. Micro NQ seems to be trying to follow along. There is our first possible trade on soybeans. Sets up at 125 flat. $50 EMA, I'd go at least 125 and a quarter on that. Yeah, that 125 and a quarter is a good number. 2 ticks would be nice, but it's only 8 ticks or 9 ticks, 8 ticks from 2 and a quarter or 25 and a quarter to the first target. Unadjusted, the trade is 9 ticks. Through to the filtered long trade, that was a squeeze zone, just barely getting the entry above the 200. Otherwise, it would have been a valid trade. Short trade on the micro Russell. Yep, that did touch the stop, so that was a full loss. We had plenty of time to get into that trade. Looks like pound Aussie stops unless it closes. Well, even if it goes up, it's not going to move the balance line up enough at this point to do anything with moving the stop, so it's going to stay at 89. Looks like soybeans, 1 tick adjustment, still keeping us out of the long. Still waiting for the first trade. The 10 o'clock crude mini session. What is that? Yeah, that's 2 losses on, so 2 and 2, 2 wins, 2 losses on the micro Russell. Break even, a win, no trade, and then 2 losses. On the micro NQ. That's right. Yeah, we got a 1 tick move to 89 and forgot we were at 88. I was thinking we were already at 89. So stop, pound Aussie stop at 289, 266. 23 pips on the trailer, 115 in hand off the targets. That's a no trade on the micro Russell. One loss or two trades remaining in the micro Russell. And the same on the micro NQ. Good day on the pound Aussie. We're just waiting for that trade to finish. Still have the trailing position active. Soybeans with a potential long, but still flat with the adjustment. Adjusting a tick around the 50 EMA. Short trade on micro Russell. That does trigger in. We need to go to an 8 there. Actually, no, we don't. It's exactly 1.4. Target 1. Micro NQ with a quick hit. I'll give that one the benefit. Call that a no trade moment. A vertical line there. Stop and entry. All right. Micro Russell getting to money management. Comes to break even. Oh, there's That was an avoidable trade. It went tick and right back up. That would have been too fast to execute. But now we have another one. Let's see. And we have another one just like it. Micro NQ stop or micro Russell stops out for break even. Soybeans does trigger in. Yep, same situation with that one. That one also too fast to execute. Pound Aussie stop moves up to 294. Like the next move will be 298. Nothing on the 10 a.m. crude mini session. We're 20 minutes in. Over 20 minutes in. There is a long trade on the micro NQ. I would adjust that around the 50. 275.44 is the 50. The entry is at 75 flat. Yeah, I'd go 76 flat. All right, I think that's going to be in now. All right, we're in it. We get to 76 and a quarter. One trade remaining on the micro Russell. And that's going to be a third loss on the micro NQ, and that ends that session. Soybeans is long. Micro NQ is done. Pound Aussie stop moves up to 98. Up close will move that up to 99. $32 pips on the trailer. 115 on targets. There is the stop move to 99. 299 on pound Aussie. Still no trades on crude for the 10 a.m. mini session. Soybeans in the long trade. First trade on that trade plan this morning. Pound Aussie in its only trade of the morning, but it's going to be power quitting when the trade is done. Well, no. Okay, soybeans beginning to try to make a move. Looks like pound Aussie, if it closes up, we'll move up to 304. If it closes down, probably will, in fact, it should likely is going to be below the balance line, so we're not going to move the stop at all. All right, not much movement. Things are pretty well slowing down. No trades on the 10 a.m. crude mini session. And Aussie trying to go up. We'll go 304 if it closes up. And another filtered long trade on crude. This time it's the crossover filter. And we do get the move to 304 on the pound Aussie. Three oh four from 66 is 38 pips. Soybeans trying to get target one. Nothing for the micro Russell. Crude rejected 50 EMA. 309, it looks like, will be our next move. And there we are, 309. So that's 43 pips, added to 115. We're over 150 now on the trade. Okay, we got about 10 minutes. A little less than, a little more than 10 minutes before the end of the current session. If we haven't gotten any trades. All three market indices moving up off the session lows. And pound Aussie stops out. So 158 pips on the trade. That's a decent morning. So we have one trade remaining on the micro Russell. We have less than 9 minutes left on the 10 a.m. crude mini session. And we have the soybeans chart in a long trade. Squeeze zone filter filters out the short on the pound Aussie. Pound Aussie's done for the morning. That's power quitting. Solidly positive today. Less than 8 minutes now on crude. Got within 2 ticks of, within 2 ticks now of target on soybeans. Now in 1 tick. There is target. So that soybeans is going to be done, one and done. So we'll come to 25.5. For money management, I always adjust. If I've adjusted the entry, I adjust my trailing stop accordingly. Break even stop accordingly. Not much going on. That 8 ticks out of soybeans, 2 points, $100. Yeah, $100. Under 5 minutes on crude. Almost down to 4 minutes. If this bar closes down before we get to 11 o'clock, that is a valid short trade. $62.14. That's where the trade would be. And it goes up. So we're now under 3 minutes. Trade has obviously moved from 14 level. That's potentially where we could be if it closes down before 11 o'clock. And that's less than a minute. Thirty seconds to go. 15, 12, 10. All right, looks like 3, 2, 1. No trades in the 10 a.m. mini session. All right. Now I'm going to call it a morning on that. Not much moving. We've got one trade remaining on micro Russell. Soybeans is in its power quitting trade. And that's it. Everything else is done. So we will call it a morning. We will see everybody next Tuesday. Just 3 sessions next week. Regular Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Monday is a federal holiday. And so the fruit inventory report doesn't come out until noon on Thursday. So I'm not going to run a session at noon. It's going to take a while for us to determine if the inventory report at noon is even worth trading. So we will see everybody at Tuesday at 9:30. Everybody have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you Tuesday.